Ooh.
2.
Okay.
One and done. That's the T.I. version.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
We live, baby.
Oh.
Pat, how you doing?
5-4.
Pat, would you like to tell everybody what you just did recently? In like the past 5 minutes before we started?
Just finished the work day.
Man, fuck that. Now tell the people what you did, motherfucker.
What did I do?
Damn near
I
burned
do
down
so
the
much.
shed.
So many outlandish things.
All right, well, go. Hey, talk about it.
I'm good.
Yeah, you sure?
But thanks for asking.
So, you know Pat, a.k.a. King Hookah over here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, the daggone cold crumbled when I got to the door to put it outside. And it fell on the synthetic
The AstroTurf.
yeah. On the FedEx field.
That FedEx field grass is terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I flew overhead of it the other day, and I got a picture of it, and they're redoing the whole entire field. It's looking pretty. I mean, it looks bad, but the finished product should look good. I don't know exactly what they're trying to do with it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's AstroTurf.
Why would it not be?
Or it not be?
Yeah. What?
There are a few that don't. They don't have
What
AstroTurf.
teams don't have?
Or at least they
AstroTurf?
didn't. They at this point. It
I feel
probably
like
is.
they should all have AstroTurf at this point.
There's a lot of teams that don't have it. Yeah. Yeah, like the Raiders field. They
What's worse, turf burn or grass burn?
Turf.
Oh yeah, turf.
Turf for sure.
Yeah, turf for sure. I got a turf burn before, and that shit put you down for a couple days.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's almost like road rash.
You say like roadhead?
Nah, it's nothing like roadhead. That's an American pastime, baby.
That's past baseball right there.
You're not American if you ain't had some roadhead.
Hey.
Male or female.
Hey, so what y'all think of that the cousin cookout last week?
I had a good time.
Amazing time.
It was real chill, real low
You almost
key.
forget it's all family.
Yeah, actually, I want to go with start with you about that, Kyra. Since you that was your first time, and we've done it twice, but you got to see the whole family for pretty much exactly the first time. So, what do you think about everybody coming together?
I think it's a beautiful thing to be close with all your cousins like that, because not everybody has a situation where they are still well into their 20s and 30s, where they're still communicating regularly with their cousins. It's one thing to communicate with your brother, your sister, but to be close with your cousins and second cousins and stuff, that's cool.
Yeah, because we had it's all we had quite a few second cousins there as well too.
Yeah.
And then there was Pat. Yeah, somehow he got an invite.
Shout out to those who didn't make it. Cindy. Chris. We missed y'all.
Tamara. Yeah.
Who else didn't come that was there last year?
I think that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much for the people every year, at least from now on, we try to do something. Bring at least once a year, bring the cousins together.
Shout out to the injured.
Yeah.
Rachel and Sherman.
Yeah, we had people putting hands on hookah coals. We had people
God.
slipping on the
Busting
steps.
up knees and hands.
Did you hurt yourself?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I was good.
Okay.
And I didn't even have a hangover the next day.
Well, I think you was like one of maybe like two.
Yeah.
That didn't have a
Oh,
hangover?
no, 3. Because I was sober. And Jenny said she was sober.
Well, that's not surprising.
Yeah.
That's pretty standard.
AJ
right there.
didn't drink that night, so he was good too.
Nah, AJ was right. He was all right.
Yeah, but he had to work the next day though.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
So he
it's what it is.
stopped at a certain point.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Rachel though. Yeah.
Aw.
Rachel's living her best life. That's right. I put you on the podcast. I'm looking at the camera too. Damn, I got to see Rachel yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. She came out to the jet.
Yeah, I saw the pictures.
Yeah. Had all 3 kids with her. Yeah, it was pretty dope.
I bet Noah
Yeah.
loved that.
Yeah, he did. Absolutely. Evidently, he couldn't stop talking about it. You know, I mean, you got to spend some time with your Uncle Rick. I mean, it is what it is. You know.
You know, hold it down.
Yeah. Had a little Nate, was holding him while Audrey and Noah looking out the windows.
Yeah, he was a natural. That picture when he was just in the seat by himself.
Yeah.
He was chilling, taking it all in.
Who knows?
So-
Maybe he'll be
like
a
a
pilot
G.
one day.
Yeah.
And he can take his cues from Uncle Rick.
Or a bankroller,
Or that.
instructing the pilot where to go.
Yeah.
So the real question is that they've been out there, and I'm still waiting for you to hop on one of these deadheads to Miami.
Let me know when and I'm there.
Man, I'll let you know a couple times.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You let me know once, and I happened to be somewhere else.
And I'll let you know twice.
Well, one of them I knew I couldn't make. It just didn't work. out in terms of
That's fair
convenience. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't just gonna go just to go.
They know
I
what you do.
I got to touch down.
Oh, that's right. You gotta.
I gotta let my constituents know I'm gonna be in town.
Hey, Kyra, talk about them constituents that Pat got.
Oh no. So, how was the week, everyone?
Oh, now you don't want to talk about it. Okay.
How was your week?
Productive, man. Busy. It's crazy. When Thursday came, I couldn't believe it. Seriously. I mean, this week is just it's insane how fast time is going, man.
Yeah, it's been kind of crazy this whole entire week. I've been in a jet almost every day, so it's been wild. What's up with you, student? What you been up to?
I'm good. School's good.
Filling a
Staying
couple of
busy with
papers.
that. Huh?
Missing class.
I missed one class the whole semester.
Out partying with old girl.
I went to one concert.
Had a concert. Who was the concert? Tell me about it.
Y'all wouldn't know any of the bands. It was like they're like white guys that make like
For real, Pat.
Oh,
Once again.
Look at you trying to blame it on me.
Once again, who am I gonna blame it on?
You.
It wasn't. It was Rick's hose when he
Oh, I
poured
thought that
it.
was your hose.
It was my cup. He knocked over.
But you know what though? What we're gonna do?
What?
We're gonna blame Pat for that
Yeah,
one.
it's all good. I
'Cause
can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pat is always spilling shit.
I'm a big boy. I can handle it. Yeah.
You sure?
I was trying to,
Yeah, you sure?
yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to make sure. Word choice, baby.
Well,
Word
you know
choice.
everything happened in threes, so you already fucked up the floor. You've already spilled liquor.
Hey,
You're done.
we can put the camera on what I did versus the rest of the floor.
The
And
rest-
now it just looks like camouflage. There's a leopard of many spots.
Yeah, we're gonna buy some rugs for this spot right here. Because Pat over here doing too much. Kyra, thank you very much for not doing anything crazy.
I'm always chill. You know,
Even
I'm
though
just
you've been
sitting
recovering from a hangover for like the
I'm-
past 36 hours.
there. I'm good now. I'm good. I drank some Pedialyte. I'm good to go.
You know, that's how they say how you know you washed when it take you days to recover from drinking on
It
Saturday.
did not take me
It's like
days.
Wednesday, you still hurting.
I'm good.
You worked out a
now.
couple times, sweat
Oh my
out, but you
gosh.
still out here struggling.
I'm good now. I really am.
Are you good to drive?
Yeah.
I might call the cops to
Oh, shut
breathalyze.
up.
I got my boy DA now, and he ain't playing no games.
DA now.
Yeah, DA now.
What about DEA now?
Let me see that one.
You want this hose right here? Yeah, there you go.
Try not to spill anything.
Yeah, I mean, hey, don't put your cup in the bad spot, man.
Oh, now that's in a bad spot. On the table.
Look how small that table is.
The table you put in here for, designated for the hookah.
Yeah, not designated for cups.
That table.
Ain't designated for cups, baby.
Oh Lord.
All right, so let's get into this right here. I want to dedicate this whole podcast pretty much to some music and just talking from there. Everything under the sun, hip hop, whatever genres you like. I don't care what it is, whatever stories you got. I just want to just talk about it. There's been a lot of new music released recently from Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kyra's favorite artist Kanye, and Cudi. Oh, what's that?
I never said I don't like Kanye. I said I don't like Kanye right now.
Okay, all right. We'll talk about it.
My little cousin told me he just put out a tweet said he's not taking any more advice for the rest of his life.
Who, Kanye?
For real?
Yeah.
Kanye was taking advice from somebody?
Yeah.
So the things he was doing and saying was because he was taking advice from others?
Some, not all. That would be
Ugh.
generalizing it, but yeah.
Okay. Right. We'll
She
get.
actually showed me the tweet. Said I'm not taking advice from anyone else
Well, that's just fucking stupid.
at any point in life.
Yeah, that's too much for me.
Maybe he's going to retire.
He ain't retiring.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna be that talented retire. So pretty much, I'm gonna start off like this. I read an article recently that just talked about the psychology behind music. I've heard one person say before that, give me a piano, I could play a beautiful song, have the homeroom dancing. Also, same notes and keys, I could have the homeroom crying. So I just want to talk about, pretty much start off with like everyone's favorite album.
Ever?
Yeah, your favorite album ever. I don't care what it is.
That's impossible.
Yeah, give me
that's
give me a
like,
favorite
oh.
album. Give me a favorite album.
Come back to me. I can't just say like one album definitively. I can't.
Yeah, I'm better off naming a few artists.
Yeah,
That's
same.
fine. I don't give a damn what you do.
All right.
Yeah, make it happen.
So we can go hip hop. I'll go Nas, Kanye, Jay-Z, classical, Mozart, In jazz, Coltrane, and then I gotta slip in my man Marvin Gaye, Teddy Pendergrass.
Petty
Yeah.
Pendergrass.
Petty Pendergrass.
Yeah.
That nigga petty.
Why those artists?
Man, so from the beginning, for me, it was I didn't start listening to rap until I was in the 9th grade. So my music, the basis for me for music started with like classical, jazz, old school, soul music. So that's when that's really where it stems from. And my dad, he had the little mini albums. What do they call it? 3.5s, I think. So I used to listen to some of those. So that's where I get like my Marvins and Teddys, and a lot of those guys, man. And then as I got a little older and could expand on it, that's when I started listening to some of the more relevant of the time artists.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've always had, my basis has always been like R&B, melodies, instrumentals, real music.
Okay. Let me ask you this thing right here. Do you own anything on vinyl? Are you a collector of that?
A few inherited, but
Like what?
some of the artists I named,
Okay.
like the Teddys,
Is
Marvin.
Is there anything on vinyl that you would wish to have? Is one album you could have?
Man, I want Marvin Gaye's "I Want You" album.
Ooh.
That's my favorite album by him.
Okay. Yeah, Marvin Gaye's. I got a collection. I got about 40 vinyl records. My last two that I caught was Bryson Tiller, Trap Soul. I know Kyra hates that right there.
You keep putting words in my mouth. I didn't say I don't like trap.
You said
soul.
you hate Trap Soul.
I didn't. I never said that. I said trap soul. That every single in that fits into that genre of music, they sound the same. There's no versatility. There's no difference.
Who do you consider to be in that genre?
Like Bryson Tiller, like Tory Lanez, Black, like those guys.
Those are good artists.
They're, and I never said they weren't.
Next Door.
But I said they all sound the same.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong.
Next Door. Like
You
all
can
that.
literally put on a.
I don't think Next Door
You can
and
put
Bryson
on-
sound the same.
You can put on a beat, a song from each of those artists, and they probably each have a song that sounds the same from each of those artists.
I don't think she's saying the artist. It's the sound.
Yes,
The sound.
Yeah,
For me.
it gives off the same.
right.
Who do
I
you
like the vibe.
Who do you think? I'll get into my next vinyl record, but I want to continue with this one. Who do you think is the grandfather of Trap Soul?
Oh,
I got a name for you. All right, now.
In this generation?
honestly,
Just the grandfather of Trap Soul, the father of it.
because you have to think about how music works. It's not linear. It's
Yeah.
every artist has influence from another artist. So even if an artist is not by trade considered a trap soul artist, they might have songs that have a trap soul feel to it, like Drake.
Well, you know
Drake
what?
makes songs that have a trap soul feel to
Yeah.
it.
I
And
got
to say father is strong, considering all of them are relatively young in terms of their careers.
Trap soul is.
But
not
if I
having
had to
a-
pick one that sort of really got the ball rolling, it would be The Weeknd.
Nah, I go even further back than that.
The Weeknd's R&B to me though. He's not.
Nah, it's trap R&B. When you think about the beats behind it,
The name I got for you is Nate Dogg.
You think so?
Yeah, I go as
I
far
never
back as
thought
that.
about that.
But think about this. Is what I think with Trap Soul right here. The Trap Soul is not so much the sound; it's also the lyrics that come with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a lot of R&B cats are singing, "Baby, I love you," or "I fucked up," or "I want you back," or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
In that generic mind frame right there. Nate Dogg sing on some other shit right there. Like, "Hey, I'll fucking kill you," but I got a melody behind it as well.
well, that's
So-
what I was gonna say. I think trap soul is more that it's the drums on top of a melody. You know what I mean? I think that's what it really gives it. I think it is broadly about the sound.
It is about the sound, but it's
Mm-hmm.
also about the lyrics behind it too.
Yeah, of course.
Because I want to consider like Usher could be on a trap soul beat, but I want to consider him to be
Usher's pop.
yeah, exactly. So
He's not even R&B anymore. He was R&B when he first came out, but then he kind of shifted from the R&B world into more of the pop.
Nah, his newest album actually has an R&B feel.
Yeah, saying even still,
I
got-
haven't
he has
heard
a-
his newest album, but
Yeah.
ever since probably like 2009, 8-ish even, Usher to me has been a pop artist.
Do you think that's a bad thing?
No,
Yeah.
at all. I don't.
So let me ask you this then: how y'all feel about artists crossing over from being like, let's say you got a do like 50 Cent that went from making like real gritty records to singing in a candy shop. It was just artists in that mind frame right there. Just
Well, I think the concept of crossing over has changed.
Okay.
Music has evolved, specifically when we're talking about black artists, because that's usually reserved for that. When you talk about the crossover,
Yeah.
it's so mainstream and it reaches a wide demographic that
It's not chilled.
That's fine.
that has shifted.
Go further into that.
Even how it's marketed. Your average artist now is marketed, obviously in the U.S. first, and then quickly taken overseas. So the market's changed. The business as a whole has changed because of the demographic. You now have people from all walks of life, race, creed, color, who listen to that same sound and can identify with it. As a matter of fact, now in the average concert you go to for a hip hop artist or quote unquote black music artist, it's predominantly white. You know what I mean? So
The craziest thing I ever saw was when we went to a hip hop festival in Switzerland called Open Air in Frauenfeld, and it had like some of the dopest hip hop artists. Absol was there.
Push.
Outkast was there.
That's the one you went with, Nate?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And a few of our friends that are from England.
Okay.
And these people, they don't even speak English, but they knew every word to those songs.
Yeah.
It was crazy. They don't even speak English. They can't even carry on a regular conversation, but they know word for word
The
songs.
power of music.
Yes.
I think it's a beautiful thing.
It is its own language.
Yeah. So let me bring in something, and we'll talk about this as well too. Since we're on hip hop, J. Cole has mentioned that he thinks in 20 years that hip hop won't even be black music anymore. It should be something completely different. Like you see less and less black artists and more artists of different ethnic groups.
I think now in the modern era, there's room for acceptance of all races to be rappers. I've heard there's one, I don't even remember this dude's name, but he's like from India. Dope MC. Nate was the one actually that showed me his music.
Oh, yeah?
I can't remember his name. I'll have to ask Nate his name, but like dude can spit like for real. And you would never think.
Is he spitting Indian or
no, English.
Okay.
But he's Indian. He's from India. And you just don't think like Indian guys rap, if that makes sense.
Well, who was that one dude on I'm gonna keep the camera on you for a little bit. Bring it back to me. Who was that one cat that did the Jay-Z beat? Remember that?
The Jay-Z.
DJ it went with the P. I don't want to mess up his name and piss people off.
What song
I
was
don't
it?
give a fuck piss people off.
Right, like
it was some Indian drink from back there. I had to look it up real quick.
I don't know. I don't remember what you're talking about. But as soon as I heard it, I'm sure I would remember.
Yeah, it was like from back in like 03, 04.
But like it's like how the world is changing. The world is not black and white anymore. Like if you what's it called? National Geographic has an article that showed what America's gonna look like by 2050. That's like 30 years away, and we're pretty much gonna be mixed race. There's not gonna be any solo races left in the next 30 to 40 years. So that's not only going to affect the country, but everything. Music, life.
Yeah, exactly. Culture.
Entrepreneurship, everything.
Yeah, I agree with that. Pat, yeah, take a piss. You feel good now? Oh, okay. King Hookah at work, baby.
You come in with an oven mitt.
Go show the oven mitt on camera.
Why the fuck you coming with a damn oven?
Where the fuck you find that from? You go outside and pull an oven mitt out your ass? That quick?
Yeah. Come on, man.
God damn. Hey, Pat.
I got on the running shoe.
He high need all the way to the house.
Hey, Pat, question for you. Who was that the artist that damn. Who was the artist that went off that Jay-Z the DJ from India? Do you remember who he was?
The artist that did what?
Not the artist, I'm sorry, the DJ from India. That Jay-Z went off the Indian beat from like 03, 04. Do you remember that song?
Oh, yeah.
Hold a second. You come back on the mic and you tell me the answer.
You'll have to give me a moment. I gotta think of who that was.
Yeah, I could look the name up real quick,
I
but
can't think. I'm like,
but back to your point. We get back to that. Yeah, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
Just it's with the world changing, especially America, that music is gonna just keep evolving.
yeah.
So what hip hop sounds like right now, and even in 5 years, this will be completely different. That's one thing I love about the genre is that every so often it just changes up. You know,
Rap is so different than what it was 20 years ago.
rap is different from the 80s as it was from the
Rap
90s.
is different today from what it was yesterday. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know if I like the evolution of rap right now.
What is your favorite genre?
My favorite genre?
Oh, real quick, just come back to it. My other album that I have is The Chronic on vinyl.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have Illmatic on vinyl. We have a MF Doom album on vinyl. We have a few
Hey, shout out to
vinyls.
MF Doom.
Yeah, he was at
Very underrated.
at Open Air in Fromfeld too, and we just saw some really dope rappers. That was probably the best festival I've ever been to. But I don't know. What was I saying?
You just going to ask about your favorite genre. Because I don't feel like your favorite genre is. I don't think your favorite genre is hip hop at all. I never felt that at all.
No.
Yeah, for sure.
I love hip hop.
Yeah.
I love rap. I love conscious rap because they have something to say. I like
Agreed.
I like a good ratchet song too, but I feel like
Balance.
there's a time and a place for it. I'm not listening to that. 20. I can't listen to like ratchet rap 24/7. I need some mental stimulation every once in a while. So I would like to listen to somebody that's talking about something.
Like who?
Like Kendrick. That's the first person I can think of.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it right there.
Yeah.
What's the name?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and pause the thing. I ain't trying to get copywritten.
Yeah. Well, he be
Yeah,
asking for $1.
Punjabi.
Punjabi, that's what it is. See, I knew it began with a P, but I ain't going to fuck his name up.
But that's crazy because that dude is just like a dude from India that was like,
yeah.
that's crazy that the reach of music is so far. You would
Yeah.
never think that.
That's not. Well, things that I spent some time out in the Philippines recently. That was the last country I was actually ingrained in. And we talked about this in the last podcast. Like when I go somewhere, I like to be amongst the people,
Right.
like just me.
Experience
Amongst the
the
people.
actual culture.
Yeah, and I'm in the club saying, guess what they're playing?
The same shit we playing.
Yeah, that's it. I was there on Halloween, and guess half the women are dressed up as Harley Quinn.
Just like in America.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one thing. That's one thing I just love about hip hop. It just has that Pat, don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up, Pat.
My favorite genre is probably R&B. But R&B is not just R&B anymore. Now the influence of other genres have kind of snuck into the world of R&B. Because some people like Adele, I consider her R&B. Some people consider her pop. It
Right.
just depends on your take on it. But that's the way music is headed. All genres, every type of music is affected by every type of music. If that makes any sense.
No, that makes perfect sense right there. Yeah, whatever's done in one field, you're gonna get people to copy. Like you said, Usher going from R&B to pop.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, that just happens right there. I mean,
Yeah.
even fucking Ray Charles put out a country album.
Right. Like,
I mean, that's just what happens right there. And I love, and that's what really why I see as far as crossover. Pop music is. I don't even really. Who do you consider actually be the biggest genre right now across the whole entire world?
pop.
What exactly is pop?
Pop is like your Rihanna's, your Jessie J's, I can name some people, but y'all probably Zara Larson, like
Jessie J, very talented.
girls like Jessie J can sing circles around a lot of bitches.
And she wrote that Miley Cyrus's biggest hit ever.
That's right. She did
Yeah.
write Party in the USA.
That's right.
And I would
forgot
say
she wrote
hip hop
that song.
first. I would say hip hop, and then EDM. When we talking about worldwide,
EDM for sure.
Ooh.
Have you ever been to an EDM show?
yeah, Miami. Yeah.
It is so.
Talk about that.
I mean, it's insane,
It's
and it's a
crazy.
cult
Yeah.
following, and just the energy and the vibe. When that DJ starts
It
playing them
drops.
tracks,
He don't even
man.
have to. He don't even have to say
And like
anything.
I said, the vibe, dude. Everyone is partying. There is no sitting on the sideline
No.
acting cool. You won the fight. Everyone is just partying. It's a mingle. If you single, yeah,
From all walks of life.
I
yeah.
saw- I
The
actually saw
interaction
Avicii.
between male and female, like it's just crazy.
I saw Avicii before he died.
Man, rest in peace to Avicii.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
hurt.
when I saw that, I was like, what? Because I don't know. He just was one of those people that was never really in the spotlight for, a lot. He just kind of seemed to be to himself, and then he was dead.
Yeah,
He was gone.
That shit crazy right there. I didn't like that one at all, of course. Yeah, EDM. I mean, I think, where was they out? Was I in Vietnam? I was in the club in Vietnam, and they were partying to that shit heavy, and I'm right there with them too. Yeah.
But if you think about, especially because there's like really two powerhouses when it comes to music in the world. It's America and Europe. Think
Right.
about it. What other places do you know where their reach kind of goes that deep? America and Europe. So when you go to Europe, the clubs, they'll sometimes have floors that play like R&B and hip hop, but for the most part, it's all like house music. It's all EDM. They don't really listen to. I mean, they do, but not to the same level as in America.
And Korean pop is like huge too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, K-pop. Yeah, another one right there. I say for me, my definitely I might I might have to go with Pat on that one too. It pains me to say this, Stephen A. voice. But yeah, I think Pat's right. Hip hop and EDM, just from what I've seen. I mean, it just is what it is.
Wait, you talking about the most popular genres or your favorite genre?
No, I'm trying to more popular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't
Most
say that.
popular
You
for me.
said what's my favorite genre?
No, he said most popular.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you asked me what my favorite genre was.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I
He
said
said
R&B.
most popular. Because I wouldn't have named that,
Yeah. And the mind
I
the clubs
still
are
think
crazy
it's
with the
pop.
EDM.
Pop is.
But pop is, I mean, guys playing from Drake is pop music. You know what I mean? Pop is Billboard Hot 100. So pop could be, I don't really think pop is a genre. I think it's pop is short for popular. So it's just popular music.
But there's a sound.
I'll disagree.
There's a sound.
God's
There's a
Plan
beat.
isn't a pop track, but it had a pop reach in terms of its success.
Is that the same thing?
No, it's a sound.
Ask,
Like when
what's
you
his
think
name?
about pop, you're going back to like certain Prince tracks, Michael Jackson tracks, Madonna.
But
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but like we said, the music has evolved and it's become
Yeah,
different.
but that's what I'm saying. It's just not one thing. A lot of it ties into the sound. That's where it derives from.
So what is pop today?
That's just like country. You don't confuse that. Country is because of the sound.
Right.
Yeah, but pop today has changed.
The guitar and the strings
Right.
and the drums,
Yeah.
the sound.
That's
But
not
I
true.
will
You
tell
still
what,
have like
Timbaland-
Taylor Swift. That's a pop track. She has a lot of pop tracks. Lady
Agreed.
Gaga. There's
Of
a lot
course.
of pop tracks.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's still
The
a lot of
sound.
those out of there.
But
out
what-
here.
but-
and they're still mainstream.
But a rap, you think a rap song
Demi
can't be pop?
Lovato,
We'll get into her.
Yeah, I'm just saying. He's an artist.
I like the Easter egg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kyra.
I was gonna say I was reading an article. They interviewed Timbaland, and Timbaland has been a popular producer for 30 years, probably even longer than that.
All his life.
But he was talking about the difference between making types of beats, and he was saying that it is so much harder to come up with a good pop beat than it is to come up with a good rap beat or a good hip hop beat. He just said there's so many levels of making a pop beat that it's the sound.
I do agree with that. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
But what is I'm just thinking that pop music has changed. I think pop music is more exclusive than more inclusive how it used to be. Yes, Prince, Michael Jackson, but nobody like them are walking around here on this earth anymore.
You're saying it's not so linear. It's
Exactly.
not all. I get you.
Yeah,
Like a pop track from Drake would be like not his newest album, but
he's probably singing.
But like the listen, you don't know, no. And it
Yeah.
had the EDM like sort of sound behind it. Like that would be one of his little pop tracks.
I consider
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're tying it into that pop success.
Yeah.
Yeah, just that mainstream like sort of.
He's talking
rap.
about popular, like the reach of the music, and not pop based on the genre.
Exactly.
Of pop.
Yeah, and that's why I think that pop has changed. I think what it used to be is one thing, but what it is today is just something
Totally
different.
different. But that's
Yeah.
all. That's what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Music has changed.
100%.
It's not the same.
Yeah. So, I go for me. I think in the last, let's talk about. We'll go back to favorite albums real quick. You can just name one. You gotta name your all-time favorite. I ain't gonna do that to you on the spot. I think, and I've said this before. If I said it once, I said it 44 times. That's right. I think honestly, and I say this for a reason. I'm actually getting to it. 444, I think, is one of the greatest hip hop albums that ever exist. I feel like I could take that piece of music, and in 30 years, I can give that to my two sons, and every word in there is still relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Now, sound changes from time to time, but you can also capture a classic sound.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that stands the test of time, of course, but I think the sound itself comes from like a 90s vibe right there.
Mm-hmm.
And the 90s music is already solidified to be classic. So if you're already copying the sound of that with lyrics that can exist in 2057, I mean, I just have to go with it, just for me personally.
Okay.
And considering you name one of my all-time favorite artists, I'll name Kanye's Deep.
My Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah, my Dark
That was a
Twisted-
good album.
Deep
Yeah.
Twisted Dark
That
Fantasy.
was a
whatever.
good album.
Yeah. I mean, from start to finish, that's when you
it
just
told a
push
whole
start
story.
and just let it ride all the way through. And you're right. And it has
Told
a
a whole story.
fluidity to it in
Yeah.
terms of the storytelling.
Right.
The production is insane. His
Absolutely.
lyrical
Oh, man.
context
listen to
is
that.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like visually, like you're seeing colors. You know what I mean? Like you're in a vibe. And it's an album where you have your hard tracks where you can be riding, vibing on your own, stunned in the car if you want, or if you will, or you can have your young lady on the passenger side just riding a nice little evening, and you can some of those tracks just ride it, and it's a good vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's
Classic.
always going to exist.
Yeah.
What you got, Kyra?
I was gonna say Illmatic. I mean, I know that probably sounds cliche, but I can still listen to Illmatic the whole
you
way
got to
through.
my own heart.
The whole way
I
through.
I ain't arguing with
and
you on
not
that
skip
one.
a
Hell
song.
no.
I literally will
Halftime.
go to the gym and just be on the treadmill for an hour, not even paying attention, listening to Illmatic the whole way through.
I need to get that on vinyl myself.
Yeah, when it comes to
Yes.
Nas and specifically that album, I mean, I'm a student. I'm sitting there with the notepad, pen, attentive, paying attention, and on the front row. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just soaking it all in. That's unarguably.
Yeah. I'm not going to. Yeah, Nas is. Honestly, if someone were to tell me that they feel like Nas is the greatest rapper that ever exists, I
It
don't
would be
think
hard to combat that.
I wouldn't really argue with him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't argue with him. Hey, you're going to pass this to the other side here.
He's just so classic.
Yeah, I couldn't argue with that. I would 100% respect that. I had brought that up before, and I think I was talking to Nell about it, and we didn't really get too deep in it. But I think he made some kind of joke or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, I'll let talk to Nate about that as well too when he gets back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I know he's a big Nas fan
So
himself.
huge. Nas
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah,
We stood in pouring rain to see Nas
Yeah.
at open air in
As would I.
Frankfurt.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay,
And when it comes to core artists, Nate and I, we have quite a few in common. Specifically, the Kanye album, that's one of them.
I
But-
will say I saw Nate cry when he saw Kendrick Lamar, though. Don't tell people.
Yeah.
well,
I was on
you-
my Kendrick
I think-
vibe today.
But you know,
Oh
when
yeah, we were.
you-
riding
you
in the car.
don't
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
just caught one. I
Yeah.
listened to 3 albums today.
there's
It's
not.
a great damn. It's a
Obviously,
great
all
album.
the classics.
Yeah.
So you remember last week we were talking about the most popular sports, right?
Yeah.
Soccer, right?
Right.
Football, wherever you're from. You know the chant that they do. Oh. When we were at Kendrick Lamar's concert, the whole crowd.
Roaring.
Oh, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
And they kept doing it over and over. And he just stopped and he just stood there and like took it
Drinking
in.
it all in.
Like you could tell that he was emotional. That is
Yeah,
just
it's hard not
the
to be.
highest level of respect that,
That
you
kind
can
of
receive.
love and
Yes.
admiration. Yeah.
What's a better concert, America or Europe?
Europe.
Europe.
Yeah, for
Hands
sure.
down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I never even been to one. I just know it is.
I'm telling
I go
you.
look at the crowds and from your stories, you and Nate's stories.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Y'all, one day we're really going to have to plan to go to Wireless Festival
Yeah.
in London. It is the dopest music festival that I've ever been to.
And see, look at it this way. Considering these are American artists, where our technology is and has been, and our relatively easy access to the content, we are in a privileged position. Whereas in certain parts of Europe, they had to go to another level to actually obtain the content. And when they soak it in, I mean, they live through that music. So by the time it gets to a point where the artist is touring and they're in concert, I mean,
They go
they're
crazy.
hanging on to every word.
Yes.
I mean, they falling in love with them already.
It's like like
You
at
know
church,
what I mean?
like they at church, like you just feeling
Yeah.
it. Just
They're
you know
like
how
in
the
a-
Holy Spirit be holding on to you, like,
Hey.
oh,
They're in a love at first sight, whimsical romance from a distance.
Like when I,
You know what I mean?
When I
Like,
yeah.
tell you, it wasn't just Nate. Like people were crying when Kendrick was on stage. Like I've only seen that on like some old Michael Jackson tapes.
That's exactly
Yeah,
what I was looking
yeah.
at.
Same here. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
haven't seen anything like that before. It was crazy.
Or a Milli Vanilli concert.
All right, with that good segue, let's talk about your girl Nicki Minaj. So I'm gonna put out a statement, and y'all tell me how I feel, and we're actually gonna dive into this. I think Nicki Minaj is done. I think her career is pretty much on the wind down, and I don't like to see how it's going right now at all.
I won't write her off, but I see where you're going. I really want to see her put out another strong album.
Well, she got an
And-
album coming on about very soon here.
Yeah. But with that said, obviously, I would like to see her come with a strong album. I mean,
cannot-
fluid from start to finish.
I feel like a lot of times when these artists come out, and Cardi B is different because she came out with a bang, and she's
Relatable.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about strictly the music.
Okay.
But I feel like a lot of times people feel like the older artists don't have a place, and that's not necessarily true. Nicki Minaj could easily reinvent herself
Thank you.
and come out with some content that's relevant to her.
She could.
And I
Thank
think
you.
that the problem for a lot of her fans who was there from day one when she was, when she first came out, they're like, Nicki, we want, kind of like Kanye, we want the old Kanye, we want the old Nicki back,
Yeah.
because that was when Nicki was spitting.
And then
When
too,
Nicki
that
was
was when
holding
she
her
had,
own against dudes.
and she had all those layers.
Yes.
That monster
Even on the
track.
track when she came with all
Yes.
those different personalities
Yes.
and voices, and
Yes.
it gave her texture. And then over the years, she ended up being a little bit more toned down. And
But not
niche,
even that. There's nothing wrong with her toning it down.
No.
But
I'm
as
talking about
she's
artistically.
aging, Nicki Minaj is what, like 38,
No,
39?
no, she's 35.
Nah, not
35.
35?
She's 35.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know she was like 30s, but she's getting older. I don't know. There's not many artists that can keep making the same type of music without some type of reinvention. I think she needs new management personally.
She needs a new producer. This is the thing
Yes.
with Nicki Minaj when it comes, and people are gonna do this
And
right now.
apparently a new writer, because
Yeah.
the time we're talking about is when old boy was writing for
Yeah.
Safari. So
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, that's
exactly.
when Nicki was popping though.
Yeah.
Safari had her good,
yeah,
Yeah.
he's corny on his own,
but
the
he-
writing behind
yes.
her
Do you-
style.
Have you ever heard him rap before, Safari?
Yeah.
He sounds just like Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
No, Nicki Minaj sounds like him.
Yeah, that's. I'm like he.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah. Exactly.
But her
exactly.
cadence is much better. Her sound is better, and then the swag
The
she
voice,
brings to it.
exactly.
I like her little
Yeah.
Trinidadian. I like her the way, I don't know, the way she says words, because she's from Trinidad,
Yeah,
also New York, so she has like a odd kind of accent.
yeah,
It just works when she
yeah. I
raps.
agree.
So this is the thing right here that I feel is very unfair when it comes to female MCs is that you have. I've always feel like that you can have multiple exists in hip hop, and that's pretty sad right there. Not that you can have it only be like one at the top. Like like when it comes to dudes, you got Drake, you have J. Cole, you got your Kendrick Lamar, you can have your Jay Z, your Nas, and all that.
Right.
But when it comes to female MCs, you have one at the top, and there's always another one clawing at the
Oh,
top.
always.
And that's
It's
and
been
that
like
is
that
it
from
right
the
there.
beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, MC Light at a certain point was getting compared to Queen Latifah,
Right.
Foxy Brown to Lil Kim, and then it was Nicki Minaj to Little Kim, and
Yeah,
you
Missy
know,
Got
Elliott.
Missy.
Yeah.
Oh, there
Yeah.
you go. I was
But-
gonna say, what about
but-
Missy?
well,
But one thing about
Missy
Missy's-
was in a category of her
Yeah,
own.
I was going to say the
That
same
ties
thing
back
too. Yeah.
into some of the pop music and all of that, and how many different collaborations,
Timberland, Pharrell.
and sounds she curated.
Yeah.
So, she was more of a conduit to a new sound at that time, which is ingenious of her artistry as well as Timberland's production.
I just
and
think it's
vision.
unfair because a lot of female artists, they have to work twice as hard. Like a guy can come out with an album and he's got like millions of followers and views and making millions, but for women it's not the same. You know what I mean? I hate to bring it to that
No, it's
level,
just a-
but
No,
it's just honest.
that's what it is.
It's a reality. It's
Yeah.
an unfair reality.
That's what it is. So with Cardi B, her coming out, and this is the comparison I've heard is that Nicki Minaj is more of an actress, an actor, multiple personalities on the track, and Cardi B's like, hey,
She's
strap.
one. She has one
this is what
level.
I did right here. I am who I am.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah. That's
How you
why
feel about
I
that?
like
I
that
can
about
always.
her.
I can always.
Yeah, exactly, 100%.
I can always appreciate someone who is an, excuse me for using the same word, but a appreciator of music and knowing how to differentiate between an artist's sound with another. You know, it's not this artist being better than that one. It's they provide this, and this artist provides that. Just like between Jay-Z and Nas.
Yeah.
You know, when you talk about, obviously Jay-Z is great. His wordplay, his metaphors, his ingenious on it, and the fact that he downplays it is amazing. He's worked with extremely talented producers, excuse me. And then you have Nas, who his background before he ever put his voice on a mic, you know, he was he comes from a long lineage. His father was heavy into, to music. Yeah. And Nas was well read. His mother was an educator, and studious, and so she had him reading. He was into poetry and and all of this. So he had that background, and that's why even today, all of his music sounds like poetry.
Yes.
If I had to think about a new age artist who has that feel, it would be Kendrick. It's like listening to poetry.
I would put a Joey Badass up there too.
Yes. I saw Joey Badass too.
Yeah.
At Open Air in Farmville.
He's fire.
Yeah, I was listening to his music earlier.
Yeah.
But
And that's Nate's boy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, 1999.
I was just about to say that. That
baby.
album was so good.
That's what I was listening to early today. But yeah, it's one thing. The comparison with Nicki and Cardi's, Nicki, fake. Cardi's more so real. And when it comes to female MCs, it's just how it is. It's unfortunate that there's a lot of dope female MCs. So you got Rhapsody, you got Tink.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's some girls out there that's doing their thing.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's just how it is. At least right now, that only one could be at the top.
Have y'all heard of Jean Grey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, that girl can spit.
She's beautiful too.
And people don't really talk about her though. But that's the thing about female artists.
Mm-hmm.
She'll probably stay underground.
Yeah, she's been out doing her thing for a while.
Long time.
Yeah. Another all-time great that we're gonna bring this up too is Lauryn Hill.
Oh yeah.
Canvas Conversation about throwing her name in there.
Oh yeah.
Amy Winehouse.
Did y'all hear her remix to "Nice for What"?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that. This
It was
came out.
It was a live show.
She was at a concert and she just spit.
I haven't heard this.
Yeah,
I'm
she
gonna
went
have to
in.
look it up.
She went in
I'll tell you what.
spit.
After this whole thing's over, I'll play it over the speakers.
Okay.
I'll show you the video and everything.
Okay.
We
I love me some Lauryn Hill.
Hey, absolutely.
The Fugees. Oh.
Ooh. So what y'all think about this next?
We can go. We'll go far left with this. I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Erica Badu.
Yes.
Jill Scott.
You know what?
Exactly.
When we
Can
go
I
into
Now we just talk about female artists.
Slim, I got a soft spot when it comes to neo soul, and
Yeah,
with that,
neo-soul.
I mean that is an appropriate name of a genre, man, because that like just hits your soul, man. You put some neo soul on, and you in a vibe.
Music Soul Child.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Music so
Anthony Hamilton.
I love him.
Yeah, it's a whole slew of them, man.
Yeah, shout out to Hamilton.
That's why I'm a lover of music. It's not.
Can't nobody sing like Anthony.
Charlene.
That new age slave music.
Man, that's Django on that's Django 2018 right there.
Yes.
Yeah, but what y'all think about this next Nicki project? What does it have to be? I feel like it has to be her best album she's ever put out. I feel like it's that much
won't.
pressure on her.
It won't.
What you think it's going to be? I'll talk to
I
you.
think it's gonna be some more boom ba doom boom 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 baby.
You know what?
That.
And I want to get into that too.
I got
I
time
think
for that.
I think her sound has kind of passed her by a little bit. Like that shit that worked in 13, 14, like we talk about music, always evolving.
Kind of down. Like who cares? Like,
Yeah, but see,
Can you please
that was
say
more on, like
something?
the pop side.
can
That's
she
why-
just say something that people care about?
But that's the thing though. A lot
We
of people
gotta go
feel
back.
she can't. It's because
the last good album she had was what, Pink Print.
that wasn't her first one, was it? What was the
No.
name of her first one?
No.
Yeah,
What was
that's
her
what-
first
Yeah,
album?
he'll look it up. I'll tell you what she needs. She needs like you said, we said it
New
earlier.
management.
Yeah, new management.
She needs to
new
revamp her whole
producers.
team.
Yeah, she needs new everything. I just need. I want to see. I want to see Nicki just rap. That's all I want.
Yes.
Like her when I heard her on
You're
Monster.
not a singer. Stop singing.
It's Pink Friday.
Pink Friday. That's what it was. Yeah, Pink Friday. When I heard her on Monster, I was like, holy shit, she's about to take
Oh
over the
no,
fucking
and
game.
that's what I'm thinking of. It
What's
was
that?
Pink Friday.
Pink Friday was the first
Yeah,
one.
that was a dope one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she needs to leave a lot
I
of
think that's the
um,
one where she was spitting. It was like, oh, okay, and then she followed it up well with the Pink Print.
She just needs to go back to her roots. Is all. She needs to go back to
Back to Safari.
why.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Pink Print.
Maybe.
I remember when she followed up Pink Print, and the production got elevated.
Yeah.
And she was really spitting. You know, she had a few pop tracks on there, of course, because that was at a point where she wanted to, like you say, that crossover. You know, that sound that reached all sort of listeners.
Mm-hmm.
But she followed up well, and then it just sort of went downhill.
Okay, I have a question. I'll be
Okay.
devil's advocate.
Please.
Okay, take away the makeup and the boobies and the booties and the wigs, and you have two females. You have Cardi B and you have Nicki Minaj. Who is a better MC?
Nicki Minaj. But it's hard, man, because they both have heavy ghostwriting and all of that involved.
Yeah, exactly.
But in terms of style,
Delivery, flow.
cadence, all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably go Nicki Minaj.
I would.
I think Cardi B has more of a fundamental rap style. It's that.
That's true. Yeah.
All of them have
It
that
is
same.
true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
kind of crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like a Jadakiss thing,
Yeah.
where he sounds the same way every single
Yeah.
track, which is unfortunate for Jada. I love
Yeah.
Jada, but it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's an apple versus an onion.
yeah.
Cardi being the apple and.
But I think Cardi B
Or
understands
peach.
her.
Should I say peach?
I think she understands her role in the industry, though. She knows that she's not. She's even said it. Cardi B always posts her life on Instagram and social media.
She got that meme popping right now.
She will come out and say, "I'm not the greatest rapper to be alive."
Yeah.
She
would
just
have to.
likes making music that she wants to dance to and other people want to move to.
Yeah. She would shoot herself in the
And
foot.
that's why
to-
people.
Right.
That's why people love her.
She would
There's
shoot
nothing.
herself in
I
the
don't
foot
see
to argue
anything
the
wrong
contrary.
with that. She understands her place, and that's where she's gonna stay.
Yeah. And for me, I've always appreciated just her success. You know, I'm not going. I'm too in
You
love
can't
with
hate on
winning.
nobody
Yeah.
grind.
Why would I hate when I love winning? I'm in love with winning. Shout out to Pusha T. That's a line from him.
Hey, shout out
But,
to Drake too for that track as well. Winning.
Yeah. But
bring it all full circle.
but yeah, so I love her success, and she keeps it 100, and she's open
I'm
about it.
happy for
and
her.
transparent. Yeah. Anyone that can go from stuff on the
Name
bottom
another
and grind
artist
it
that
through.
came out of Love and Hip Hop that's as big as Cardi
Yeah,
B.
and then being a
Joe
stripper and really
But he
grinding,
ain't really come out of that.
And he's not as big as Cardi B.
taking care of her family.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like, so for all of that, I applaud it. But
Yeah,
just talking about the music, yeah.
a better MC.
Prime for prime. Yeah, I would go Nicki.
Yeah,
I go Nicki too. Yeah, because Nicki, she brought. It was a time where female MCs weren't even a thing.
right.
When Nicki came on the scene, but things that she was the only one when she really came
and
out.
she was holding her own against men.
Yeah, I told you that Jay, Kanye, Rick Ross,
Those,
Monster.
Those hype battles that they used to have on like BET
Yeah, the Cypher.
ciphers.
Yep.
Nikki used to be killing on them.
Don't forget, she used to run around Gucci Man for a while too.
She
Yeah.
used to be killing
With the
on
Beanie
them
Up Scotty
ciphers.
mixtape.
Yes.
I love that shit.
Beam me up, Scotty. Yeah.
Yeah, that was back in like 09, I want to say.
Dang, Nikki she just needs to go back to her roots.
That's
man.
all she has to do.
She just needs to get on the mic and talk some shit and quit singing and boom ba doom boom baby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep saying that because
She
that
gonna
song
have
got
a
on my
Super
nerves.
Bass.
She's gonna have
I
a couple
hated
tracks
that
I hate that
that's
song
sick
too.
with collabs from Wayne and Drake. You know, but yeah.
Yeah.
She gonna have a Beyonce and Jay-Z track, you know. She gonna have a DJ Khaled track, but just don't make it overly consumed with features, man. Just go in, go hard on it.
Are you excited for the album?
I'm
No.
anticipating it.
Anticipating, okay.
I'll
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
You
listen
said
to
no.
it in a couple months.
Really?
I wouldn't
Couple months?
be
I'm
shocked.
not the type of person like I don't wait unless it's somebody that I'm like really looking forward to hearing their new album. I like to listen to music organically when I want to.
I would be
I am the
more-
same way. I understand it 100%.
I
don't
would be
wanna,
more surprised if it was a banger than if it was underwhelming. Her new
Yeah,
album.
I feel like it's gonna be another.
I mean, she's
Oh, that
dropped
was okay.
with the last joint she dropped was that Chung Lee joint.
Yeah,
How you feel about that one?
I didn't care.
Yeah.
I still don't.
Yeah, I mean her singer's been performing very, very underwhelming.
Yeah, because
So
she needs to take it back. Come back to us, Nikki.
who
We
knows
miss
she
you.
can at this point. She did that
She
joint with
can.
she
No,
did
she can.
You don't think so?
Focus. I said no, she can't.
Yeah, she
She
definitely
just got to
can.
focus in, you know,
She needs to sit
tune
down
out.
and she needs to write.
tune out all
What's
the
go-
external noise.
The thing for me about an artist that I will really always appreciate over anything else is authenticity. So
that's the whole thing we were arguing with her versus Cardi B.
if she goes in and she sits down and she writes about whatever's going on in her life and it's personal to her, it don't even have to be personal to me.
Yeah.
But it's something that she wrote and it's personal to her. I will respect that more than her just making an album to make a buck.
And then two, it is an unfair comparison when you argue authenticity. Speaking of where Cardi B is and the content she's speaking on versus Nicki, because they're in two different places of life. Nicki is an established artist, a well-established artist who has come up and is now living in that life. You know, she has some riches she's attained and, you know, some success, some mainstream success, whereas in Cardi B is just coming into it, having been coming from the streets, and so she's going to be a little bit grittier coming into it.
Do you think Nicki's threatened by Cardi B?
Yes, for sure.
Why so?
Because women are catty. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, they're both women, and women are catty. And it's always a competition.
And
It
unfortunately, the media hype plays a big part in it. And
always
fans
does.
Build it up. And I think, unfortunately, it seems to be proven that it has affected her. So, but yeah, just put her boss hat back on and tunnel vision.
I feel like I can hear her thoughts. I feel like Nicki be looking at Cardi like, man, I've been in the game for so long now, and this new microwavable bitch comes in and she's stealing my fucking fans.
I feel what you're saying, but I disagree in a sense. I think her resistance has more to do with the fans.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They said Cardi's stealing her fan base.
Like, you are real brand new. You all must have forgot. So my one statement to her is remind them.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all.
And the fans have no problem going on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and telling you what they want. Maybe listen to your fans.
A lot of people don't listen to their fans. They do stuck in their ways. You know what she reminds me of? And I'm going to make a comparison to an NBA player. She reminds me of Carmelo Anthony right now.
Okay.
Carmelo Anthony, I'm still a starter. I ain't coming off the bench. You know, this, that, and the third. Like, Melo, you shot 40% from the field last year, right? You had a terrible year.
Brother.
Right now, you're jumping from team to team like a journeyman.
Yes.
Y'all remember? I don't know. Y'all remember Patrick Ewing? Let me let the Knicks
Of course.
play with the Magic.
Start hopping around.
Start hopping around the Sonics, the Magic. It just looks disgusting. You know what I mean?
He's looking for himself.
Well, I was going to say, and then two, running parallel with his personal life. You know, he was going through a hard time, so it's almost impossible to stay focused when your personal life is in disarray.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I don't think I don't know what's going on with Nicki's personal life. I'm just going here to just talk about the music with her. Her single's been underwhelming so far. Kyrie said the same thing.
Yeah.
And the album's out in 2 weeks. So I mean, we'll see what it is.
So hopefully she did what she had to do in the lab.
Hopefully.
I'll listen to it, but I'm really not expecting much. But maybe she might surprise me because I'm not expecting much. Maybe she'll give me a little something, you know?
Yeah. I just want to hear her rap.
But
I just want to hear her just go in.
But
shit.
to answer your question, I don't cancel her out.
No, I don't.
But you know what I don't want? I want her to go in and spit. I don't want her to go in and talk about Cardi B.
Yeah.
I want her
she did on that motorsport joint. They made her change that lyric.
I just want her to leave that alone and just make the music.
For the record, the lyric was it was some lyric where she said that if Cardi's the QB, I'm Vince Lombardi. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you remember that Vince Lombardi being the head coach of the Green Bay Packers back in the day. Actually coached the Redskins for a year too. Shocking. 1 year, 1971, I believe.
If she just leaves that whole situation out of it and just makes music, raps, it's like really come hard and like spit like you used to back in the day. None of them singing. Not no Anaconda don't want none. No, get on the mic and spit.
Yeah. I'll take the Anaconda video though. You know,
okay, she can
that.
spit and she can have herself and some bitches in the back twerking.
No, I'm with
she
you.
don't have to do all that.
That was the
Anaconda
humor
stuff.
pat.
Yeah, shout out to Humor Pat.
I will say this because I've seen her in concert. She is so boring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. She just walks back and forth in her heels and she flips her hair a couple times, and that's
Hey,
really the extent. Of
It's
her
hard
show.
to do donuts when you got that trailer behind you.
But even, but I'm saying like,
she got that donkey back there.
but I'm saying like,
It's hard to two-step without
Jessie J-
twisting your ankle with that behind you.
she just didn't have like energy like I was expecting her to.
Yeah.
But I saw Jessie J in the same festival, and Jessie J, she wasn't really like doing a whole bunch of choreographed dance routines, but you could feel her energy, like she was feeling it. She was into it. She was bringing the crowd into it. And Nikki was just like, I walked down the street and I said hello.
Hey,
like,
but
but she turned around and you passed out.
No. I was just gonna say, her fans, I forget what they're called.
Barbies.
The Barbies,
yeah.
they love it.
Oh yeah,
They love that
But
diva sort
Where
of
they been at?
energy.
Where
they
been?
They on social media fighting for. But
They're gonna fight hard for this one.
yeah.
because
The difference between
Cardi's
Jessie J
fans-
and Nicki Minaj
Cardi's
is about
fans-
50 pounds on the back.
Cardi's
you know?
fans, Cardi's fans are growing by the second, and one day they will.
Yeah.
Consume
And she taking Nicki fans too.
that they will.
So it's a
consume
market.
The Barbies.
It's a market share,
Yes.
just like anything. Anytime a company suffers, that's market share that's up for reach. So someone else, it's advantageous for someone else to take advantage.
But what
of
does a company do when they adapt?
Yeah, I
They
know. I'm
adjust.
just saying. Of course,
They make
When-
changes.
when she falls short,
Yeah.
that's an advantage.
Cardi B's
for
like, whoop,
Cardi.
swoop right on in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
Cardi
take
B's
those
like
fans.
Cardi B's like 10 years younger. Just had a baby. Got
You
Offset.
know,
Got
like-
Migos in the corner.
You know.
Because that's the way music goes. That's what fans are looking for. They're looking for the fresh, new content that's going to resonate.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have new artists bringing fresh content, that's going to be of some sort of interest to them. They're going to get to that. They ain't going to exclude her out and just keep listening to old stuff. It just doesn't happen. So,
Yeah, I don't have much expectation for the album when it comes to her. I think it's gonna be more of the same, and that's gonna hurt. I think Cardi's album was pretty dope for what it was. I thought it was cool.
It's a
if
banger
Nicki
for
comes
sure.
out
Yeah.
with an underwhelming album, that's going to be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah,
But it will. I
that'd
don't
be
think-
knocked up by
But
herself.
even if she does, I don't think that necessarily means it's a nail in the coffin. I think that she just needs to take a step back, do some reinventing.
She's
some
35. How much time she got?
I mean, but you can't
People
argue that.
still-
It's about how much
Elton John is
dedication
like
you have to
87
your
and
art
still
form.
making music.
Exactly.
Rapping.
Look at
other
Jay-Z.
genres are
Look
way
at-
different.
Look at Jay-Z. Look at Nas.
Jay-Z and Nas are the exception to the rule.
Look at
we
Kanye.
know that.
Kanye's up there. in
Exception
age.
to the rule.
Yeah.
Those are like.
But
Those
this
are
is at that
all-time
level.
artists.
This is at that level.
Will you put Nicki Minaj in that group?
When you talking about female artists?
I'm just talking about artists in general.
No, but just a comparison.
I want to put her in that group at all. Hell
Yeah,
no.
no, I wouldn't put her in the category of the Jay-Z's and Nas. Of course not.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about the subject has been female artists, so when you put it in that subtext,
I don't put her up there at all. I don't see a 44.
What is it about females in the world, man?
I'll put it like this. If Missy Elliott said, I'm dropping the album in about 3 weeks, that's just going to take over.
I would be kind of hyped for it. I would.
If
I would
Lauren,
be
if
there
Lauren
for
Hill
it.
said, I'm
that's
dropping the
night and day.
album next week.
night and
Oh
day.
my God, I would
Yeah.
Night and
be.
day.
Erica Badu say, I'm dropping the album
Yes.
next week.
Night and day.
Yes.
Nicki Minaj say, I'm dropping the album next week.
Yeah.
Okay, see, there it is right
Yeah,
there.
but those are night and
exactly.
day.
But I still don't.
But
think,
that's what I'm saying, though.
but
I
I
just,
still,
yeah, it
I
is what
still
it is.
don't think
But
that
those are
if-
artists that aren't even in the same category.
That's what I'm
In
saying
terms
with
of-
her. Like, she's
I
getting
hate
older.
to say genre because
Yeah.
it's very specific, but for lack of a better word, when you're talking about genre and a specific sound, all those you name are in that category together, minus Nicki.
Would you put the sound of Missy Elliott in the same bracket as the sound of Lauryn Hill?
No. Missy Elliott is an extremely unique case.
That's what I'm saying.
She is in a category on
Man,
her own.
Missy Elliott used to get people hyped.
Yeah,
man.
she's in a category of her own.
yeah, agree.
Remember
Same
she was
dude.
like-
Yeah, I agree too.
Remember she was dancing. What's that video?
Work it.
Yeah, when she was dancing in the sand.
Yeah, that video was dope. Everything about that shit was dope. The little white girl she had in there dancing too.
Yeah.
She
She's still dancing.
Yeah, exactly. She's still doing her thing out
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, you put her in a category of like the Pharrell, what's her name, Nelly Furtado, all of, that kind of sound.
Yeah.
But they all kind of work together too. For
Of
Tato.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah.
Timberland.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Timbaland is a good producer.
That's the
man.
common
He's
denominator.
had some real hot artists too.
Hey, first of all, shout out to Virginia artists.
What he's done
Yeah.
with Justin
Yeah.
Timberlake, and I mean, it's the
Oh,
list
he
just
blew
goes
him
on.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
really
even
Yeah.
his work with One Republic,
Oh, I forgot.
Remember that album he had?
I'm a fan. I'm a music lover, man.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a music lover.
Remember that album that he came out?
Yeah.
He had
Remember that song?
Yeah, he had that same.
I
What's
forget
that same
the
album?
Yeah, it was.
That was the Timbaland album. When he
Oh.
had the Drake say something on too.
I can't remember the name of the
Nah, I
album.
think it was before. It was one album before that.
I had to look it up, but it was the same kind of It was like DJ Khaled album before,
right. And there was
Khaled
another
album.
version for One Republic's album. It was like a darkness, something, dreams, something dreams.
It had Carrie Hilson running with him.
Yeah.
Speaking of Carrie Hilson, where's she at?
I'll tell you what happened to her. The Beehive got at her, and that was that. She went back to writing.
That's a beautiful woman, man.
Carrie Hilson.
She
Yeah.
is beautiful.
That is a beautiful black woman.
She makes
Yeah.
a couple appearances on the Steve Harvey show.
Yeah.
Jesus, Steve
She's
Harvey
been-
show.
Yeah, she's been on Steve Harvey show a couple
just
times
ruined
talking
my
about
visual.
relationships.
Yeah, I was
That is ruined my visual. You said
I'm like-
Steve Harvey. That mustache just turned everything
I
off.
think
Oh.
that bald light skinned head. I was just like, man, that's too much for me.
Yeah.
I got some bald light skinned heads. All right, man, I got.
Good God. You got some hair from a bald light skinned dude. What'd you say?
All right, so let's go into the next topic. We ain't talk about that dumb shit. Hey, Pat, go and turn the air conditioner back on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about that time. So I'm gonna have Kyra lead this one, next one on for us. Wish your camera's on you. There we go. Let's talk about Demi Lovato. Tell me what you know about what happened to her recently.
I've been following the story. Obviously, it's unclear. No one knows exactly what happened because we weren't there.
Yeah.
There's only speculation. But it was reported a few days ago that a 25-year-old female that lived in Hollywood Hills was found unconscious in her home. And the emergency team arrived and they administered what appeared to be Narcan, which is a reversal drug for an overdose. And they're saying that
Correct.
it's potential that she overdosed on cocaine. But the cocaine they're saying that it was laced with fentanyl. And so when you mix those two extreme drugs, she had like a serious reaction to it. And on top of that, she had been sober for so many years. So when you don't do drugs for so many years and you go back into it,
Right.
it hits your system so much harder.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
but I'm just gonna say my prayers and thoughts are with her and her family and hope that she gets better. It's so much deeper than just her doing some drugs. So
Let's
Agreed.
talk about Demi Lovato, the person, for a little bit. Not so much the things she's done on the side, but her career. She started off acting at a very young age.
Yes.
All right. She was on the Barney. I read this earlier today. She was on Barney and Friends.
yes,
Yeah.
her
And she-
and Selena Gomez, they've been friends
Yeah.
since they were like kids, little.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Oh. Okay.
That's what they
I
mean.
know they're friends for that long, but yeah.
Yeah, they met on the Barney set.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. From there, she Disney Club, all
Yeah.
that right there. What was it, Camp Rock?
Yeah.
One of the popular ones that she did. And
Yeah.
from there, she had her own career. Now, let's talk about. And I seen an article about just about child actors in general. Macaulay Culkin, ever familiar with his story? You ever seen Terminator 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, that little kid from there too as well. I was reading a lot of these stories. Even Miley Cyrus, we can go with it too.
Yeah.
She's not so much an extreme, but just bring her up in that. Britney Spears, another one as well too.
Robert Downey Jr. During
yeah.
that time. That's what, you know.
Yeah. I have 2 kids. All right, I got 2 kids.
You do?
I got 2 sons. All right,
I
2
didn't know.
boys, 2 heirs to the throne. If someone approached me,
Rob Lowe is another good example.
Rob Lowe, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone approached me and say, "Hey, let me put Rick in a jet in a commercial." My first answer is fuck no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. My thing is that if he's so talented right now at, let's say he was like 7 or 8, and he's not right now, but let's say he was. That same talent's not going anywhere at 18, 25, 30. You know what I mean? I'm not going to expose him to certain shit right now he needs to be exposed to. Like, who's like the girl from Stranger Things?
What's her name?
I don't know, but she's young as shit.
Marley, Maggie,
Something like that. But she was hanging around like a chick that's like 5 years older than her, getting the club.
Yeah, she's like
that's
12,
crazy.
and she was hanging out
Yeah.
with a 17-year-old or something like
and
that.
see,
Yeah.
a big piece of that is also the parental figure. You know, the parents, and really
Show
staying on
moms.
top of them. Yeah, because out of all of those you named, the majority of them had at some point controversy with the parents, and that sort of fame and stardom taking over, and them really being demonized by that. Selena Gomez was a unique case. Her mother was side by side with her the entire time.
But even she's had her own struggles.
You know, yeah, but that's natural.
Yeah.
The struggles she's had has been in adjusting to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because the average child has an adjustment period.
Right.
We all have.
Right.
We've had that. So that was a little bit more within the realms of normalcy.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in the others, you know, they're dealing with the money and the fame, and the parents wanting to have their own stardom and
Exactly, that's what
stealing
it is
from
right
them.
there.
Yeah,
Living too vicariously through your kids.
Right, and objectifying them. And
My thing is, I was going to say, because I've said this so many times, being 16 in Hollywood and being 16 in Northern Virginia is not the same thing.
yeah,
Because a Hollywood 16 is like a regular 25.
yeah,
They just grow up so fast because they have to. Because think about it,
Yep.
they're working.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's their job.
And they got
Yeah,
Harvey
exactly.
Weinstein's preying on them.
Yes.
that's why when I was watching how much they were attacking Chris Brown when he was like 16, 17, Justin Bieber when he was 16, 17, fans were used to seeing him in the media were looking at these prodigies, these child prodigies,
Yeah.
and they had success right away. So
Right.
at the very very young age, they didn't come to the game, and then there was a transition point. Like they had mainstream
like
success
overnight,
right off the bat.
quick.
Exactly.
Right, and you talking about they're richer than their wildest dreams, and money wasn't an issue,
I think,
and
too,
they've barely hit puberty. You know, that was huge.
Yeah, they
Think
still
about
discovering-
them
still
now.
discovering themselves.
Can
Yeah,
you-
think about them now, and they're relatively. Justin Bieber, he's still relatively very young. What is he,
Absolutely.
like
yeah, 23.
23, something like that, 24. You know what I mean?
Change his whole image.
Yeah.
Shout
Chris
out to
Brown, what is he, like 26, 27?
Something
He's
like that.
older than that. He's a couple years older than
Yeah,
that.
he's close to our age.
29.
Yeah.
28, 29.
I know
Yeah.
Drake is my age. Like,
Yeah,
Drake,
yeah.
Yeah, Drake
Drake's
is in
born in
30s.
86.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 32.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was
Well,
going
he'll
to say,
be 30. He'll be 32.
Something like that.
I-
yeah.
October.
I couldn't
I know
imagine.
for a
Yo.
fact. Yeah. He was born in 86. Same
OVO.
year as I.
I was just going to say I couldn't imagine trying to parent a child when they have anything and everything they want at their disposal. How can you tell your kid who's pretty much paying your bills what to do?
Yeah.
Because think about everything. Every time your mama smacked you across your head, what she say? I pay the bills. This is my house,
Yeah.
etc.
I run shit around here.
I understand that.
I'm the goddamn law. King Kong ain't got
mean,
shit
I-
on me.
I get that. But if you're, like, for example, the girl from Stranger Things, you're 12 years old, you're a millionaire at 12, multi-millionaire at 12 years old.
More projects on the
What
way.
what the fuck can your parents say to you? If she really wanted to, she could probably emancipate herself, just like the girl from Modern Family.
You know
She
what?
was emancipated at 16.
Whoa, the one who played the teenager?
Yes.
She's
The
like- she's
girl
like-
with the glasses. She's like, what, 19? And
Yeah.
she's been emancipated. She was like 16 years old.
Yeah,
See.
they have to when you're dealing with things like that. But I remember, I don't know if it was an article I read or an interview I saw, and they asked Jay-Z about where his humility comes from, and he unarguably said that it stems from him being able to be around his family and close friends that were there before he had anything, before he was Jay-Z, when he was Sean Carter.
And they're still
And not just still keeping them around him. Yeah, that is a factor, but listening to them, not shunning the advice, the feedback.
Right.
You know, not getting too big, and his ego getting in the way.
Right.
And it was always taking heed to that because they've known him since. So they always checked him and kept him accountable. Right.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So it's not letting the head get too big and not being intimidated by it. And obviously it's easier said than done. But as a parent, you know, you have to hone in on what's the best interest of them as a human being.
So,
First.
yeah. So I brought up Miley Cyrus for a reason. Not so much she was addicted to anything, but the fact is that she was so big is that she had her own handlers. And her own handlers, what was his father name? Billy Ray Cyrus?
Yes.
Yes.
There were some times that he couldn't even see his own daughter. They wouldn't even, Miley's handlers wouldn't let him see his own daughter just
Because she didn't want.
Well, that's what she didn't want to. Is that she's on a different plane at this point. Like she was bigger, fucking 14 than he was ever in his whole entire career.
And see, Billy Ray
Yeah.
was going through his own issues. He had bouts with drugs and things like that as
Exactly.
well. So, you know.
Yeah. So I
He
mean,
had his
so you
own
have-
demons fighting. And,
Yeah. Keep that also in too. But the fact is that you have somebody that is not related to you at all. It's
No,
completely
of
for your
course, which
kid.
is crazy.
Exactly. That's Hollywood, though.
Do I have a question? Do you think that somehow the ethnic differences matter. Because if you think about the childhood stars that were white versus the black or whatever other ethnicities, you don't really hear as many negative outcomes as you do when you talk about
I'll give you
white
2 examples.
I think that's perpetuated by media. I think there are some differences culturally in terms of how you're raised,
right.
but
Mhm.
I think bigger picture, it has to do with the stardom, the fame, and the wealth,
Right.
Yeah, and I'll give you 2
Yeah.
examples.
and specifically Hollywood.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a dangerous,
Hollywood will fuck you up. I'll give you 2 examples. Look at the Mowry sisters.
But Mowry sisters.
Yeah.
They're
doing
so good.
Yeah, they're doing wonderful.
Yes.
Now look at Raven Simone.
She did all right.
Man, she's doing all right, but she's kind of
She's a little wacky, but
Exactly.
she's not strung out on drugs.
No, I ain't saying anything like that.
She's
I mean,
not
I think that
unemployed. She's
I'm not
not
saying
broke.
no, I'm not saying any of that right there. I'm
Tushy
saying
worked
that,
for Disney, and they tend to try to sweep it on a rep for the sake of the image.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
but she's a little wacky
She's
in the head.
kooky, but
And
she's
deal
not.
with it in
She
time.
said
Like,
she said a
you
lot of
can't
crazy
say-
shit.
She's kooky, but you can't say that she fits into the same category as a Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, when you talking about
Oh,
kooky,
I wouldn't
though,
say that right there.
when you
At
No.
compare
all.
her
Yeah.
to the dude she was dating for a second, that was on Disney as well.
Orlando Brown.
Oh my god,
Orlando Brown's out of his
Oh, that's-
skull.
You just
Yes.
can't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Another one.
I feel like
And they on
she's
the same
doing
show
all
together.
right. I think.
Oh,
she's
what's her
doing
name
all
from
right.
not Living Single, from In the House? Black girl turned crackhead.
Oh
in the
shit.
house.
Yeah, with LL Cool J, and she was
Damn, shout out to
the
In the House. I forgot about
she was
that
the
show.
niece, the dark skin one, real gorgeous, the pretty hair,
I
dark
don't think I
skin.
watched that show.
And then
Nah, I remember
now
that show.
she's like some crackhead. It will show the videos of her around the way with
On the streets?
neighborhood drug dealers, and she like a excuse the term, but for the sake of the term, it's
I know who you're talking about.
her name starts with a T.
Look it up. Look it up real quick.
Yeah.
Look it up. Look it up. We'll,
But,
we'll get back to that.
I just don't think it happens to this on the same level as it does for a black person who was a child star than a white. It just the numbers don't match. Maybe it's because
Maya
there's
Campbell.
more white people in Hollywood.
Yes, it is Maya Campbell. Yeah.
Maybe it's because there's more white people in Hollywood. Is she crazy?
Yeah. She's strung out on drugs.
Post to the camera real quick.
Oh, she's so pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maya Campbell. There it is.
That's sad. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a black white thing. I mean, it's all about how you raise.
Yeah.
It's really what it comes down to. I mean, we gave you several examples of people both sides. You've had actors that have been just fine. Come up in the spotlight. I think who was it? I want to say Edward Norton Jr. was a kid actor as well too. I mean, he's been. I think he's been pretty fine.
Yeah, but that was hard drugs. You see that?
Yeah, she got fucked up.
Look at her from 1995 to 2009.
Yo, I know the picture. I know.
She
I know.
looked like
I've
a
seen it.
completely different person.
That's what that drug shit would do to you. So let's get back to Demi. Let me ask you this, Kyra. You're a singer yourself. You got some you got
I'm not
some
famous.
vocals on you.
Okay.
All right. We're Kyra to sing one day, but not right now.
Okay.
What do you think about Demi Lovato and her singing career?
You want which version do you want?
I just want the real version, the only version that exists.
I think she can sing. She definitely needs a stronger vocal coach, because from someone who took voice lessons, I can hear the mistakes, and it kind of drives me crazy a little bit. But that's beside the point. But as far as a singer, she can hold her own. I'm not gonna say that she definitely shits all over Selena Gomez, and Selena Gomez is a famous singer.
She's more of a pop star than a singer.
She just needs to keep acting. I like her as an actress.
Selena?
Yes.
Yeah, I do
But
too.
I like Demi as a singer. I'm not a big fan of her music. She has a couple of, good songs that I can vibe to, but
Yeah, Ariana Grande is a stronger singer to me than Selena Gomez.
Ariana Grande, goddamn. Yeah, that chick got some pipes on her, for real. Shout out to Mac
I
Miller.
don't completely agree, but
You think Selena's better?
no, hell no.
That's what I just said. I said I think
Oh,
Ariana
you were
Grande is
comparing
a
the two.
stronger singer than Selena Gomez.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Demi.
Yeah,
I don't know. They have different sounds, so it's hard to compare people that don't have similar vocal range and
I
ability.
think Jessie J puts all of them out the water.
yeah, just
I
that
just-
thing. Yeah, that's
People don't understand. Jessie J is so underrated.
She
really
been right for
is.
everybody.
Huh?
She been right
Or
for everybody.
what's her name?
She's so underrated.
Damn, Damn, what's the rapper's name? G-Eazy's girl.
I couldn't tell you.
She's a singer.
Who is Iggy Azalea? Who is
Nah.
G-Eazy's girl?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't really pay attention to G.
What do you think is going to happen to the Demi next from here? Where do you think she goes at? Bounce
Well,
back? More
first
relapse?
she needs to get help.
Things
Never
like
mind her
Haley,
career right now.
Yeah.
Never
Halsey.
Oh, hell yeah.
I
That's
don't
a
even
chick
know
on
who
the.
that is. Who's Halsey?
She's famous for one of her joints she did with the chain smokers.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a pop record right there for
Mm.
real. Yeah, that thing.
When we talking about that caliber of.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
honest.
I know they were dating. Oh, that's something new every day.
As far as Demi moving forward, she needs to put the career on the back burner right now and get herself mentally and physically
Yeah, of course.
healthy
Yeah, of
Right.
course.
before she can even think about making any more music or doing any more acting jobs or any more X Factor, whatever show she was judging. All that needs to take a back seat, and she needs to get help with her. It's really her mental illness that's driving the drug use and everything.
She's talked about it before where she's
she
had
talks
problems.
about it all the time.
And evidently she had a
Yeah.
relapse back in like April of May.
She wrote it in a
according to
song.
reports. Yeah.
And it's too
Nobody
dangerous.
noticed
it's too
until
dangerous
now.
to play
Yeah.
with. And you're right. It's so dangerous to play with. So you have to get your life in check first. You don't want to play around with that. And get yourself physically completely healthy.
I do think this will be a big wake up call for her, though.
I hope so.
I think it will be, because it takes for you to be on your deathbed and then to come back from that and wake up and you see your family first, for you to be like, wow, I really need to.
You pray so.
I need to
Because
figure.
it's happened to some, and it sends them in a downward
obviously-
spiral and into a deeper
Right.
and darker place.
But obviously none of
And I
us
pray
know
that's not
her
the case.
personally.
Yeah, exactly.
But just from what I've seen on her interaction with people and interviewers, and because I watched, what was she on X Factor? Was it X Factor?
I don't
One
know.
of them singing shows.
Yeah.
Her interaction with people, she seems like a genuinely nice girl.
Listen, I have the perfect example for that. Whitney Houston. I mean,
Another
a
one.
beautiful soul,
Yeah.
Rest in peace,
a
Whitney.
sweetheart, respectful to everyone.
You know what I heard?
But that addiction is what took her
Got
out.
caught
I
the
heard
wrong crowd.
I heard she turned Bobby onto the drugs.
Yeah.
She
Oh, really?
was
She
the
was the
one
wild
that
one.
was
Yeah.
like. Bobby,
I mean, he dabbled, but the
right,
hard
obviously,
shit, like,
but like when it became a daily thing, she was the one that would be like in the bathroom, and he'd be like, "Whitney, what are you doing?" Like, come on, baby, come on, do this real quick.
But then it became a point where they enabled each other,
Right.
because a part of that, and a lot of the people that interviewed her, that were interviewed, that were family and close friends, said that there was a point where Bobby, in fear of losing her, would just enable a lot of it, and that was like the thing they could relate to, was just partying and being together in any way they could.
They talked about
Very sad.
this very topic, about how Whitney was the one that was the real heavy drug user in the documentary.
Yeah.
They talked about it, and the
Yeah,
family
yeah.
was pissed.
Yeah,
But I mean,
of course
if
the
it's
family's
true,
pissed.
if
Of
it's
course they
true,
are.
it's true. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, but they don't want
because there was a time her mom wasn't talking to her for quite a bit,
Right,
and
right,
all of that because of her substance abuse,
Yeah.
and just being out of character.
Mhm.
So
It's all sad.
So to be honest
Nothing but
with you,
sad
all
stories for
jokes
this.
aside, I
Yeah.
just pray that in terms of the topic of Demi Lovato, anyone who deals with substance abuse and addiction, that they can get it together and overcome it,
it's possible.
and learn from it.
Yeah, and just get the help, please. Anybody that's around somebody that's dealing with something. I'm looking right in the camera. If you're around somebody, somebody that could be dealing with something. Talk to them, sit them down. An intervention. Just try to do something. Whatever it takes, please. Life is a very precious thing. We all agree here. Was given today can be taken away tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So just please, just look after your fellow man and woman.
Yeah.
That's all I got to ask right there. So Demi, Blackson, I got nothing but love for you. Hopefully whatever issues and demons you're dealing with, that you get through it and you're able to put up some, a
She
great
can do
career.
She can do it.
Have a great family and, just live your life.
On to the next.
On to the next.
She can do it.
I
She's
got
done
faith
it
in her.
before. She was sober for 6 years. It's not impossible. It's going to be hard. Obviously, it's not easy to stay sober for life, but she can do it.
Yeah. She'll get through it. Okay. After party, baby. Somebody pass me that bottle right there. Hey.
All right, now,
Man,
but you
Pat,
actually drop
Pat,
it.
I'm still mad that you dropped that goddamn cup.
You funny.
Man, Man, Pat over here been fucking things
You're
up
a
left and
regular.
right.
You're a
tonight.
regular Trump, putting the blame on everyone else.
Man, you saw that post I posted early today about the Wizards winning the 2019 championship?
No, I didn't see that.
Man, I posted this. I saw this article. You saw a picture of John Wall. Anybody seen that recently?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we talked about that. Looked like he about to fix your carburetor with a Marlboro Red in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie, did you see that?
I'm going to the post right now, trying to read it.
Yeah. Take a look at my post right there. I had posted that the Wizards win the 2019 championship.
Oh Lord.
And motherfuckers over here just going left and right at me. I'm like, God damn. Even Nate, he took a screenshot of what I said, and he was like, look at my dumbass friend wrote. He was like, oh, the next text he was like, oh, my fault, fellas, wrong group chat. I'm like, damn.
The Wizards will win the 2019 NBA Finals.
That's right.
Okay, we're gonna see.
That's right. Now,
That's right.
now put it like this: will they win it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Was it fun to say? Of
Sure.
course it was. Yeah, it was.
No way.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was a delusional thought.
Yeah, exactly. Gary posted a gif of somebody taking a piss test.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm like, Gary, you from the area, man. Why you gotta do me like that? But I'll be honest with you, man. I think they can make the Eastern Conference Finals, depending on how seeding is.
But to say they'll win it all, I don't know.
No, that's a emphatically no.
Yeah, they're not winning
it's
at all.
not. It's not going down.
Hey, let's say either they got there. I tell you right now. Could you imagine?
And this is from Wizard fans.
Yeah, could you imagine an NBA championship game 3 on F Street? What the fuck
Yes,
would that look like?
I can. Yes, I can. We
see
just
the
we just got a
the Capitals.
championship. Yeah.
Could you imagine what that looks like?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it'd be even crazy.
The Million Man March.
Oh yes, it's definitely gonna be. It's gonna be
That's
crazy.
what it's gonna look like. Something like the Million Man March.
It'll be crazier than what we saw. It'll be crazier.
They shot
than
the 96.
When the,
Yeah.
Caps won. It'll definitely be crazier than when the Caps won.
To be honest with
And
you,
it was crazy when the Caps won. I seen it on the news. It was on news for
shit
the
was
whole
on
day.
fire. It's on fire.
The streets were just filled, and
Yeah.
people who don't even watch hockey was in the streets cheering.
If
like
Jenny
they
was
a
up
hockey
north,
fan.
I'd have been there. I'd have been out there. I couldn't take Rick and Jet
I
with
ain't
me.
fighting no DC crowd.
I mean, they said it was something like 14,000 fans out in the streets for the semifinal game.
I'm good.
Exactly.
I can't
Exactly.
fight that.
Man,
I mean, it was flooded. Just watching on camera was amazing. You had people climbing up the light poles.
Yes.
why people do that?
Sitting on,
Like, what is the point of
Yeah,
sitting
what's
on
the- what's the
sitting-
purpose of that?
Well, it was so packed. Like you were
Yeah.
They wanted to
shoulder
be able
to
to
shoulder.
see.
You couldn't move.
So they wanted to get
Yeah,
up
so they
could
wanted
see.
to have a vantage point. And
That's
yeah.
alcohol right there.
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, they were
everybody
interviewing
was
people.
drinking.
Hey, and it was funny. I saw this one interview. This guy, she got it, because they were right there. The media cast was right there in the center with everyone. So they would just go from one person to the next because the energy was so great. And this one guy got on camera, and he was so excited. He's like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. I was so excited. And then they asked him some question, and he got overly excited. He was like, yeah, them motherfuckers. And then they got him off the mic quick.
Live
Because
news.
it was live.
Hey, fuck it, we do it live.
Yeah, he almost dropped the M-bomb. I'm like, damn.
Damn. Hey,
Lord.
Yeah.
probably one of them days right there. Hey, speaking of M-bomb, did y'all see that politician, the Republican politician who jumped the M-bomb?
No.
Sasha Cohen, what's his name? The dude played Borat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said the N-word?
No. So he's
Oh.
playing dude, he played Borat, Ali G, all them characters right there.
Yeah.
This motherfucker right here, Sasha. He pretended like he was an Israeli ex military, one of them cat guys right there. Whatever.
You talking about that fat white dude?
The fat white dude that
The
was yelling.
politician.
Yeah.
With the blonde
So
hair
he said
or
this.
something like that.
Yeah. So
He didn't recognize him?
No. Well, Sasha always be disguised as something totally
You're right.
different.
With
Yeah.
the mustaches and weird shit. He's so weird, man.
So check this out right here. He this motherfucker. He pretends like he's a operative, ex-operative for Israel. He's like, hey, I'm in America now. I'm gonna teach you how to defeat Arabs when it comes to terrorism. So when he said when you see like you get a terrorist event, you want to do something crazy like take your clothes off, just attract attention to yourself. So the Republican guy, he takes his clothes off, starts doing something stupid, whatever, and then. And then Sasha's like, hey, all right, so really attract attention, get people actually to notice you. You got to say the N-word. And so he shouts out, 3 times, nigger, nigger, nigger,
Oh
like out
my
loud.
God.
And Sasha's like, whoa. He said, whoa. He said, that word's offensive. The N-word was November. it was something like that. I don't know what he said where it was, or not. I don't know what it was. It was something. But I was like,
Did y'all hear about that girl
that's fucked up, bro.
Did you hear about the girl
Him
from
getting caught in the
Georgia
streets.
Southern University?
What happened?
She
Jason Spencer.
she got a new roommate.
Jason Spencer.
She got a new
Okay.
she got a new roommate who was black, and she meant to text her friend to talk about the new roommate, and she was like, "Yeah, I went on her Instagram. She seems cool, not too niggerish," and she ended up texting the black girl this message, and now the campus is like, they released a statement. She's probably gonna get expelled. And probably
Yeah.
never be able to go to college again.
Papa John's is another one.
Papa John's. Oh, so Jason Spencer, that was the Republican's name. Yeah, I
Yes.
was talking about. Okay, just want to clean it up a little bit.
Yeah. And then
Papa John's.
yeah.
What's
And he
it-
resigned. He had to
Yeah.
resign.
Rosie O'Donnell, what's
and now
going
he's suing.
on?
Because they going all in. They talking
Panthers,
about changing the name of Papa John's and everything.
They're
Oh,
changing
damn.
the name?
Yeah. I mean, because it was the
The
triple.
Panthers owner had to sell his team due to racist and sexual assault.
Right.
What is happening?
And
Man?
it's because of for the
Roseanne,
same
another
reason.
one.
The same reason you want to let him go or having him step down. It's harder because the company is actually named after him.
Yeah,
so
so they
it
changed
carries
the
that
name
negative
first.
connotation. So you
They
have
changed
to,
the name
yeah.
first, and then
Yeah,
everything
it's-
else will follow
exactly.
suit.
Yeah, it's kind of like when Premier Janitorial changed their logo.
Oh, this guy. Yeah, because a company doesn't want to touch it. Company doesn't want to touch it. Yeah.
Okay, I have a question.
I mean, they
So
lost the
What's up?
NFL.
Yeah,
so-
exactly.
now all these issues
hurts.
are brought to the light, but are these issues new? I don't think so. I think this stuff has been happening now. It's just with the age of social media,
to
we
the
just
light.
hear it about.
Yeah,
Hear about it more
social
often.
media brings a whole lot to the light. We've talked about it in the last podcast. Uganda. You know, I mean, social media just changes a lot of things.
It gives
you know,
it provides the platform and it gives people a voice who
never had a voice.
normally would
Right.
not have had
Think
that
about
platform.
the time when it was just the newspaper you had to rely on.
Yeah.
Do y'all think that social media is healthy?
I think just
No.
like anything,
It can be an addiction.
it can
for
be
sure.
a tool for good or for evil.
Oh, well, I think we've seen both sides of that.
Yeah. But I do think there's more negative in it than positive. Sure. I think it's heavily abused and it's become a thing of
It's like a
toxicity.
drug almost.
Yeah, it's toxic.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like,
Do you
I
believe-
mean, not to cut you off, Kara, but
no,
yeah,
no.
we've all been guilty of this one right here. Like, everybody be at the dinner table eating, and then everybody's looking at their phone. You know what I mean? Things like that. Not even so much that could be social media, but just technology in general.
Mhm.
Which also brings to my next point. Pat watched a couple episodes of Black Mirror last night.
Okay, yeah, they told me.
Yeah.
He said he could see why we liked it. Are you going to
Don't
continue
give
to watch it?
No spoilers, please. No spoilers.
I'm
Just,
not. I'm just
well,
asking if he's going to continue to watch
so
it.
the two episodes we watched was White Bear and
That was a good
the
one.
entire history of you.
Yeah, and the
was a
entire
good one.
history of you is what really resonated, and that's what captivated me. That
Yeah.
one.
Wait,
had
which
me.
one was that?
Yeah,
The entire
that's the one with
history of
the dude that had the contacts in his eyes, or the people have contacts in their eyes. They
and the little
replayed back.
chip, and they
Yeah.
can go back and rewind. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was great. I
That
love
was a
that one.
good
Yeah,
I
exactly.
love that one.
That one made
Yeah.
me so mad though.
Yeah, I was on the fence about White Bear. I got it, and that
White Bear,
whole-
White Bear was. I
I
ain't trying
got
to
it.
say. I ain't trying to say. I ain't trying to get no
Yeah,
spoilers.
exactly.
but
Me
yeah,
too. I'm
yeah.
stepping carefully, but yeah,
That one was good too. Though.
yeah, it was when you talk about the chastisement
The
and being
ending?
accountable, right? So, but
The whole time you're just questioning
the other
everything.
one, oh my god, from start to finish, I was on it, and it's
Yeah.
so funny because a lot of that is what exists
You gotta
Um,
keep watching. There's so many deep
in life now.
undertones related to
without
technology.
technology.
What
Without
is
technology. and
what do you
it's
think is
enhanced by it.
a couple good Black Mirror episodes? By the way, Black Mirror on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, you're fucking up. Just want to tell you that right
It's
now.
amazing.
Yeah.
Seriously. I like the I don't know the titles. I just know the
Hold a second.
pull it up because
We have technology, baby.
pull it up. I like the one where I don't remember the name, but I know it was the one with
Describe
the
the episode.
relationships.
Hang the
And
DJ.
they have the little thing in their
Hang the
hand.
DJ.
Okay, I like that one.
Pat would love that one too. Hang the DJ.
I like
I
the
love that one.
other one where they go like this and they get the likes.
Oh,
and
Nosedive.
everybody's super
Nosedive.
fake.
Nosedive is
That was good.
Nosedive is honestly. I'm
They
telling you
do-
right now. That could be the future social media.
Yeah.
Sorry, you don't have a 5.
the thing
so
is that-
you can't get a car.
It's kind of
Like-
like Uber
Spoiler
right now. It's like Uber right now.
Well, it's like for
It's no different
anybody.
than that.
Like think
China's
about,
doing something like that in a couple of years, evidently.
but you got to think too about the entertainment
seen.
industry. If somebody wants, if you want a job in the entertainment industry, one of the first things they look at is how many followers you have.
That's the same thing you're gonna get
Popularity.
in rap too.
they
Yeah.
look. Oh, you only have 1 million followers. Like they were Wendy. Nobody watches Wendy Williams but me. But Wendy was
Nah,
talking
she says
about.
good following.
Wendy was talking
No, I'm
about.
just saying in this room.
Right.
Oh,
you and
yeah,
I
for
don't.
sure.
Right.
Well, I know I don't.
Hell
But
no.
she was talking.
You're a little light skinned. You might. Oh.
So apparently,
Steve Harvey on there.
Kylie Jenner had a birthday party, and she rented out this like $10,000 a night super fancy house for her and all her friends. And the guy who owns the home comped it, and she didn't have to pay. But then maybe like a month later, Nicki Minaj stayed at the same house. And I'm not saying that she was like expecting it to be free because she's Nicki Minaj. But Wendy's point was that, okay, Kylie has millions of followers.
And she's on track to be the youngest billionaire.
Right. Double
People
as many
donating money
fans
to her.
as, right. She has double as many fans as her. And even though it seems like, 8 million followers is a lot, 8 million followers versus 17 million followers makes a big difference. And people who deal
Yeah, but
with
she's got way
entertainment-
more than that. I think
No,
she's
no.
more like
I-
40 something.
Yeah,
I know,
she's got
I
way
know.
up there. Yeah, no,
I
we
know.
get you.
Because
We get
what
you.
Kim Kardashian is what, like at 72 million.
She's something crazy
It's something
like that.
ridiculous.
Yeah, go
Pull
and
it
check
up
it out.
on the gram.
Yeah, check
But
it
my
out.
Well, you
point
have
is-
it on. I don't have the app. Pull it up.
But the point
You got
is,
Instagram?
No, it'll take me longer going to
You got,
Safari.
you got Instagram,
I
motherfucker.
swear. Scroll my phone.
No, I ain't gotta do all that. I believe you. I gotta do all that.
There's no Instagram.
But
but
I
my
thought you
point
had it.
is,
No, I
that
told you I would go on the
matters.
internet and then pull it out like the page that way.
That is difficult. What are you doing with your life,
I
baby?
mean, I don't have it. I'm not going to be the Instagram troll.
Kylie Jenner has 111 million followers. And let's look up Nicki.
Nicki lost half her followers to Cardi B.
Nicki Minaj has 6.6 million.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And
So-
then, too, without even the followers on social media, the buzz that you will generate from having Kylie Jenner's name attached to it versus Nicki Minaj,
Yeah, it's like night and day.
there's no comparison.
Yeah.
It pales in comparison.
Kim has more followers than
Yeah,
Kylie.
yeah. Yeah, she does.
114 million.
That's what I'm saying. Kim has more, and Kylie is like right there. I mean, for God's sake,
Kylie,
Scott
to me-
Disick has something like 70 or 60 something million.
What does he do? I've always wondered that.
He fucks Courtney.
No, but he does have some ventures going.
Well,
on the
doesn't he
side.
do like
Yeah.
business and
Yeah.
real
he,
estate?
He
and
has.
stuff
He
like
owns
that?
a car company called Calabasas Luxury Motors.
Hey, 4 p.m. in Calabasas.
Yeah. And he does real estate developments for high end mansions.
Well, you in that
Out
that,
there,
that in
yeah.
that range right there. When you're
Yeah.
way up there, I mean, selling the house ain't too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course, and the
Yeah.
connections. That's
Yeah,
what
exactly.
business is.
yeah.
It's networking. Network is your net worth. Yeah.
Mm.
Your net worth is defined by your network.
That may be the title of the podcast.
Yeah,
I
so-
don't know. We may see.
But
Listen
yeah.
to Ether for
So
that.
he has a few ventures, and then too, obviously, being attributed to the Kardashians is what propelled him. And then he does these club promotion. I mean these club appearances and
I've
stuff.
always I watch the show. I'm not even gonna lie. The show, I like it. It's entertaining.
Of course you do.
But I'd be like, if I was at the club and they were like, Scott Disick is here, I wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah, but that's not me. Period.
I wouldn't give a shit.
I'm a big fan of JC.
I might
And see,
care.
I respect him even more off camera than I do as an artist, and that's within the limitations of what I'm privy to. But
you
I
would-
wouldn't even go somewhere. Oh, Jay-Z's there. I'm not that personality. I always look at I'm looking at you as a man or woman first.
Right.
It's not you have this stardom.
Put
oh my
that
God.
woman first.
You know.
Okay, maybe not
So,
entertainment, but
but yeah.
who is someone that you would fangirl over? It doesn't have to be entertainment. It can be somebody in the business world who's successful in the business world that you admire.
It's not fanning like, oh my God, I just love you.
No,
I
no,
just
no,
don't
but
have that
just-
personality, but like stuck.
to be appreciative
Stuck
to
for a
meet that
second.
person.
Oh yeah. We would be like a Jay. To be honest with you, at the top, entertainers would be like a Will Smith, because even as a kid, I looked up to him. Denzel Washington.
I mean, yeah,
Even though
icons.
even
Yeah,
though
yeah.
outwardly you wouldn't be like, oh my God, but inside you'd be like, oh shit, that's Will Smith.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. It's like
That's
oh,
the same
damn.
thing as fangirling though.
No, fangirl is. Oh my God, I love you. Oh my God.
You just don't. You,
Kinda like how-
you just
kinda
internalize
like how,
your fangirling.
No,
like
no,
how Pusha
I'm not
T
saying
did
like
with Allen
the
Iverson.
way. I know what you're describing. That's
what I
like that's faking it. You're trying to hold it in. No, I mean, but like it wouldn't be. If I see a Jay-Z or J-Lo, because that's my love crush.
You said that many times.
Yeah, Will Smith, those types. it's not like, okay, I just met someone new chilling at the Four Seasons,
You would be
smoking a
like,
cigar,
oh, shit.
drinking a glass of wine. Nah, it's, I would get the relevance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm not the fanning type. Like, oh my God. It's just like, man, your body of work is insane. You know, like giving credit to what credit's due. That kind of being appreciative of what they've done, being at the top.
It's just crazy to me that the Kardashians basically, well, besides everybody goes back to the sex tape, but they really made a good portion of their money from appearances.
Yeah.
Just to show face.
Yeah.
Just to show up.
It all came from
And
that
see,
sex tape, though.
and what I'm telling you isn't
that may be where it
hypothetical.
stems from, but look.
They built it from there.
Kris Jenner is a fucking G. She took some
Kris
shit
Jenner, marketing
and
genius.
flipped that and turned it into millions. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Hey,
and see, what
smart
I'm
woman.
telling you is based off
Smart.
experience. I've been around some of these celebrities at, through friends and
Like
some
who?
connections and
Like who? What celebrities?
Usher, Maxwell, Cuba Gooding Jr. What's the guy? He's from DC. He's Cuban American. Alonzo something. He was on Jump in the Broom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
know
met
you're
him
talking
personally. I was in Miami. We just chilling, smoking cigars.
He was on
Complimented us.
that
We
new
chitted.
movie, Girls Trip, I think,
Yeah,
right?
chopped it up.
Okay.
The Asian actress. Dang, sorry, I forget her name. I met her at a private party during Fashion Week a couple years ago.
Yeah, the Asian one.
Yeah, sorry. I know. I can't remember her name. But I mean, I don't know. It's a list. But anytime being in like New York, LA, Miami, you run into quite a bit.
Yeah, Miami, you run everybody.
I'm kind of like
Steve
you, but
Martin,
I'm kind of like you, and I get maybe not like, but there's always, like, for example, if I met President Obama, I never got the opportunity to meet him, but I probably would cry if I met him.
Yeah.
Just to shake his
That's
hand.
another one.
I would
That's-
probably cry.
That's one. See, mine comes from admiration. It's like, man, what you've done like Obama, to see him. It's not even trying to hug on you. I don't even have to shake your hand. I'm just going to respectfully give you
The nod.
the prayer hands emoji. Like, like, yo, I respect what you did. I respect the position you held. Your countenance representing us as a people, as a human, being in that high office and respecting it, and
Michelle
how much
too.
you
I
fought
would cry
for
for
it.
Michelle.
The way you put your relationship with your wife and your children, your family on a pedestal, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's mine's come from a place of admiration, not fanning out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's all I mean. And that's not to criticize those who do, because they have a passion and a love for these individuals. That's
You seen Tiffany Haddish meet Oprah?
yeah.
She just broke down and started crying.
Yeah. See, I don't have that in me. But I get it, and it was a sweet thing. 'Cause
I don't know if I
she
would
did-
cry for Oprah,
Yeah.
but I would cry for the Obamas.
You would cry for
Because I
Oprah.
see the bigger picture, man. It's what
No,
they've done.
no. I would be. I would obviously be grateful to meet
These
her.
are people
Huh.
who have cultural influence, and being born. I was born in '86. Some of the things I ingest and the opportunities I have are from those. We stand on the shoulders of those who,
Paved the way.
yeah, exactly, and walk that fine line. So I look at it from that standpoint. It's huge. I appreciate you.
Oprah was recently on somebody's show doing an interview, and she was talking about like when she first started out as a TV host, and like Oprah's not like she didn't start out how she is. Like she didn't come from
No,
money.
she was
Yeah,
criticized. No, she comes from a rural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Absolutely.
crazy that in spite of all that, when I was watching her, she just seems so like
Yeah, she comes
normal.
from rural poverty
She seems so normal.
because she's only seen extremes
It's
on one end of
weird.
the spectrum to the other. She goes from rural poverty to a billionaire to
Right.
elite wealth.
It's crazy to see
1%
like
of the
that.
1%.
Hey, all in all, shout out to Stedman. That motherfucker, he's still around doing. What does he do for a living?
He's a
He-
mustache.
He doesn't have to do anything.
He used to be a lawyer, something like that.
They were talking. They were like, "Oh, Stedman just had his birthday or whatever," and they were like, "What did you get him for his birthday?" She was like, "Honestly, I don't buy him gifts anymore because when we first started dating, because they've been together for a long time.
Years.
When they first started dating, she would do all these extravagant gifts, and he would just be like underwhelmed by it.
Yeah.
So she was like, now, honestly, I know it's gonna sound crazy, but he just appreciates if I make him a nice meal.
Yeah, of course.
I cook him
because
I
this
make
is
him
yours
cornbread.
life.
Exactly.
What is an extravagant gift when you live an extravagant life? Yeah, like
Exactly.
What could she possibly buy him
that's
that
like
they
having
don't already have?
Yeah, that's like having on a 6-figure watch and you buy me another 6-figure watch. I'm more appreciative of the thought you put into giving me that gift than I am the item itself. Because so I get that. That sounds, and the reality is when it comes, things are things, and you're gonna if that is your motivation, it's never enough.
You can't take it with
And you're
you
gonna
when
always
you're dead.
want. Well, even still, you're gonna always want more.
Right.
There's always the next new thing. I know that by experience.
Hey,
That's
I love
why
it. The
I don't-
hunger, the drive.
I don't put my heart and my motivation in that. They're nice to have. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But it's about family and life and experiences and growth and that's what it's about.
Because it's cookout.
Yeah.
Yep.
It all comes full
Because
circle.
no matter how big the house, it's about who's in it,
Yep.
who
Oof.
loves you. Yeah.
Damn. Beautiful words.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
What's that Luther Vandross song? A house is not a home.
Yeah.
The house ain't
It's
a
one of
home.
his best.
Yeah.
Doo,
Also,
doo,
what's
doo,
that?
doo,
What's that
doo.
word by Dr. Dre Snoop? You can't turn a home into a housewife.
This guy. The only relevance there was
Wow.
house. Classic Rick. I love it.
Oh shit! Hey, with all this being said, right here, beautiful words.
Shout
I
out
get
to the biracial eyebrow.
hey, autobiography on the way.
White bro.
Hey, shout out to it. One last word. We go from here. We do whatever we do. Pat light another bow, and I'll play that Lauryn Hill Nice for What joint
You
for
making
you.
the next bowl.
All right, y'all.
Fair enough. What you want to say? Anything else?
I'll just say, we touched on a lot of subjects today, from the importance of music in people's lives to Demi Lovato and drug abuse and mental illness. And we talked about a lot of stuff, but just remember what's important. Friendships, family.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't have
love.
the camera on you. I'm over here fucking around.
It's all good. You're done.
Nah,
Friendships,
not quite.
family, love. Think about what's important.
Yeah.
Second. Oh, you. Camera.
So,
Hey,
because
Pat,
he
know what
was
it is.
chilling. Yeah, just a friendly reminder.
Sorry, old girl texted me. I was looking at something.
But one thing that I will push, we're all imperfect, but as human beings, if we can strive to have one attribute, let it be compassion. Don't be so quick to judge. Compassion would allow you to meet a person where they are, and know that we all had our struggles, and with that, all of our struggles are different, but we've all been in that hard place, and compassion would allow you to see that and to love them for where they are and to hope the best for them. So just like with Demi Lovato, you just pray the best for her and her family, and that she'll have the support system needed to overcome it. But just have compassion for one another. I'm not even gonna go world peace, just compassion.
We gotta go full universal circles.
Yeah, nah.
Peace, love, and soul.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be realistic.
Last week I shot out my barber. This week I'm gonna shout. Hey, hey, this week I'm gonna shout out us.
Okay.
2 successful podcasts running in a row.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
For sure.
This is the grind right here. Absolutely. I should text it back. All right, good. This is the grind right here. Just gotta keep knocking it out. On our way to right now we at 62 subscribers.
Yeah.
On our way to 100.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I was listening to this one YouTuber. I don't reveal his name or anything right now. But he has over his 1.3 million followers. But somebody said in an interview recently, not an interview, but a little Q&A with his people. But I'll take it back when I first started subscribing to him. If you know who he is, then you know who he is. He always say that I'm on the road to get 1 million, and I was following him back. We was like at 100,000. Of course, I came in. 100,000 ain't nothing. That's a heavy number, but to keep building from this is like months and a couple of years he got there. And
He started at 1.
Yeah, he started at 1. But the thing is that what he says is that how did you get here, or what does it take to actually be successful at this? He said consistency. Let the people know you're on a schedule, and you promise them you could be out on these days, and
Follow through.
and your quality is good. So
Yeah.
I think put up, nothing but quality. That's all I want. Like Nell's hat, quality of what is it? Quality over quantity.
There you
There
go.
it is right there. So
And shout out to technology for
Absolutely.
allowing viewers to see my handsome face. No, that's what.
I was like, Jose, did I fuck up?
Nah.
Yeah, Black Mirror. Go watch it. I'm glad we can get back into that because it was some spoilers popping out.
I know, and
Yes.
I
Yeah.
can't do it. I spoiled
Netflix, we waiting on the endorsement.
I spoiled Scandal for somebody in class the other day.
Jesus, yeah. I'm glad we
Sorry.
kind of walked off of that one.
See, I'm good at keeping the spoilers down because I'm usually seeing it a week later. You know, or two. Like I'm playing catch up. Yeah.
Hey,
TV's a luxury, man.
hey,
You know how it go.
Hey, Power on Stars. Get
Yeah,
the
there
app.
you go.
You're good to go. All right, well, that's it. Go ahead and cue that music, Rick.